Hey guys, this is Jagan here, and let's talk about the last two core steps. Number 8 is the importance of the core muscles. Let me push it a little bit down. And the last part is to do with keep a smile on and the mental aspect of the whole thing, right? So core. And you would think, hey, yeah, we have been talking about this all the time. I just wanted to, that is one more core step is your core, and that is your abdomen. Okay, and if you look at you can think of your arms and legs as your slaves, as the organs which do the physical activity, but in truth the real effort or the real part of running is coming from your core. Okay, this rectangular shape would actually have all of your most important organs of your body. Okay, and so running is dependent on that, right? What do I mean by that? Okay, your heart is right, that is the one which is pumping the blood. Your lungs, of course. Your diaphragm, the diaphragm is the one which is pushing the lungs to go to expand, push up when you breathe out for inhale, and then go down when it is an exhale. And so keeping your diaphragm good. Okay, and there is also the concept of visceral fat, which I will see if I can touch upon that. So but this whole concept of core becomes very important. Okay, and there is a book, I mean, you can read, there's a book called Born to Run, and a lot of people think, hey, I'm getting older, or humans are not meant for running. But the book says otherwise, that the reasons we came from the trees, where we are moving pretty quickly, and the reason we came down from the trees to the ground, okay, and that had some benefits. Our spine became straighter. We started walking on, we became bipeds. We had binocular vision, all of that. But one of the other benefits of that is that all our core organs are one above the other, and they can all function without harming each other. Okay, if you look at a cheetah, or if you look at a rabbit, and when they run fast, cheetah, for example, you can see the hind legs of the cheetah coming way ahead of the front forelegs. Okay, their leaps are long. Okay, but what happens when the hind legs come in front of the forelegs is that entire body gets crunched, and whatever is there, the intestines, the liver, the lungs, the heart, they all get crunched like this, and they go back like this. Okay, the organs go and they slide in and out, and when they slide in and over and above each other, they generate a lot of friction, they generate a lot of heat, and that is the heat that the body cannot control. The body temperature goes high, and that's why a cheetah or a rabbit cannot run for long. All right, they can maintain high speed, but they cannot run for long. The human body is that our heart, our lungs, they're all kind of one below the other or next to each other. They're not, when you're running faster, this part remains constant, it is not moving. And since it is not moving, you can run for half an hour, you can run for 2-3 hours. So humans are meant for long endurance activities, and they are able to chase the prey long after the prey hasn't gotten tired. All right, so this core is very important, and to that effect, when, like they say, when somebody has a back pain, it's not the muscles of the back or the spine which is the problem, it is the muscles in the front. Okay, and when you're and the same thing goes with breathing. When you're doing breathing exercises, what you're really doing is making your diaphragm a bit stronger, right, and things like that. So you want to make sure that your core is getting better and better as you start running. All right, and the same thing goes for what they call as visceral fat. you have something called as subcutaneous fat. That is the fat that you can feel between your fingers when you pinch here or pinch on. But the most harmful fat is the fat that you don't see, is a fat that you can't feel, and that is the fat which is there between the internal organs, which is called the visceral fat. Now, you need it. I mean, it's not that you should not have it. You should need it, because when you bend, the organs are, they need to slide. The liver has to slide over the lungs or the heart, and so there you need some amount of grease, fat, to make the organs go one over the other. But when you have too much of visceral fat, all right, fat becomes an organ in itself, and it starts sending out signals. It starts taking the nutrition. So there is, and for most folks, that's to do with their waistline. For men, and for ladies, it could be the upper thighs, and so that could become one of the factors that you want to think about when you're talking about the core, because that might take more when you're breathing in. The energy that is coming from your breath, from the oxygen, is going to those muscles as well. So you wanna slowly get to a point where you have less of those. So all that comes under the core. And even your shoulders going back and breathing, and sometimes you get side stitches because your diaphragm is going up and down so much that becomes that muscle needs to be stretched a little bit, right? So all this matters when you're doing the core, and that's where some of these exercises, when you do, it is more to do with your abdomen and your core. And once you get that right, every other activity becomes easy. Believe me, once you have your core right, you can play any sport you want. It's not just running, cycling, or biking, of any of that. So every sport always at some point focuses on your core muscles or your abdominal muscles, right? So all this comes together. I hope now you can feel that they're all in synergy. It is not 7 or 9 separate steps. These are all interlinked, but just bringing it out there so that you understand that it's not just the running, but beyond the running, you are becoming a healthier person, you are becoming a fitter person, and you can continue doing this for years to come, right? And age would just be a number beyond that. So when we go for some of these races, at the end of the race, when you give out prizes, the prizes are given from 10 plus years all the way to 80 plus years. There are 8 categories, 8 decades. So people from 10 years plus to 80 years plus, there are 1, 2, and 3 prizes. So and it's amazing to see that. So I hope you experience that at some point. The last one I want to talk about, and I'll end with that would be have a smile. Have a smile on your face, okay? And when you say smile, when you smile and you run, sure, you're thinking about other things. Sure, you have things on your mind, but when you smile and run, mentally, your mental state also relaxes, okay? Whatever thoughts you had, you just let go, and you run with a good state of mind, taking in the nature, taking in the breeze with a smile on your face and looking at the surroundings. That is and in many respects, that's what they call, when you do this often enough, when they talk about a runner's high and the adrenaline coming in, it all starts with having a smile on your face as you run. Sure, you're breathing hard. Sure, there is a muscle which is complaining here. Sure, you're not as energetic, or you're feeling very thirsty and all that. But having a smile on your face goes a long way with your mind telling your body that it's okay, go forward. It's okay, go forward. Okay. There is a saying. Running has many idioms, but sometimes the mind pulls the body, and sometimes the body pulls the mind. All right. So that's a different topic in itself. In the morning, when you wake up to go for a run, what is the mind is telling the body, get up and go to the bathroom and get ready. Okay. And maybe when your first steps, when you're doing the walk run, you're not into it. Okay. So the mind is telling the body to go, but once the body starts moving, once the adrenaline kicks in, then the body is telling the mind, hey, I'm doing good, hey, things are looking great. So even if your mind is in a little bit not so good position, the body instructs the mind to tell, hey, it's okay to smile. Okay. So whichever way it works, it works, right? So have a smile. Okay. Think good thoughts, and that will show up in your running as well. So that is the 9 core steps of running. Nothing major, and you don't have to do all of it in one day. Just keep it and just listen to it probably once or twice more, and then you'll get it all the pieces. I had fun talking to you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.